Oh, so you guys, right? Excuse me if I'm crying, anybody. Lord just now explained something to me. I have three messages with the two or three messages with what is happening, what individuals is trying, and with the wrath of the Lord falling on some. After I finished recording these three messages, I sat and I began to talk to the Lord, and I told him, I said, I'm not feeling to post these messages because I don't want anything to happen to anyone. Not like if I'm gonna stop it anyway. He said, I just announcing that was just letting them know the reason for it is because the Lord is angry. So he does not want them to think that is just something that is just happening to them. He wants them to know it's because they anger the Lord, because it's a child of God they're messing with. So this is why the Lord is calling for this. Right? So he wants me to post this because he wants them to know that it is the hand of the Most High God that is dealing up in their lives, right? That is punishing them because it's a child of the Most High God they are affecting, right? That being said, when I told him that I did not want to post this message, I said, Elohim, I did not want to post this message because I don't want persons dying, even if they're doing us terrible things. And believe you me, I know it feels, right? Elohim said this to me, and he said, Francine, when Moses go to Pharaoh and Moses tells Pharaoh, listen, Pharaoh, release the children of the Most High God from the heavy bondage that you have them under, release them. He said, Pharaoh did not listen. And he said, what did he call for? Each time when Pharaoh get punished every time Moses rose up, the rod in his hand. The rod was the staff in his hand, which was the rod in his hand. What is a rod used for? What is a rod used for? You guys, I was watching something yesterday where Mom was stating how she has children, young children, and was being abused by them, right? Now, she was being abused by them, and I said, so why don't you, use give them a little cab on their buttocks and stuff like that, on their legs. I'm not talking about abuse and stuff, but children need a little cab on their bottom every now and then. It's part of discipline, right? Because she said that she tried everything, time out, go in the corner, all these kind of things, taking away stuff from them, and they was really abusing this woman, bruising her skin, kicking her, cuffing her, you name it. They was really doing it. And the reason for these things, the mom was stating, is that she was just like telling them, putting on the clothes, normal rebellious thing, but they were really going in on her. She was hiding in the bathroom on the floor, right, from her children and crying, and, she loved those children. And I was looking at it, and I was stating to the mom, I said, why don't you, I was screaming to the phone, when you're watching to the phone, and said, calm their little buttocks, you understand? I was telling the mom that. And the Lord brought me to that when I spoke about the rod, and he said, what is the rod used for? He said, when Pharaoh refused to stop, and when some individuals refused to stop doing what they're doing, he said, when a child of God say, okay, Lord, I'm going through this, and the Lord talk to these individuals, because Elohim does speak to them. Talk to them and say, don't do this, this one is mine, let them free, whatever it is. He said, what tends to happen when that does not happen, and you go back to the Lord and you pray to the Lord? He said it's like you using, some of you all, the word of God is so dangerous for you to use. When it's coming from a clean and pure-hearted individual that is genuine, it is dangerous for you to use the word of God, Psalms 91, and certain other kinds of word that you pull out, even words as reassurance, of God's protection and all these kind of different things. When they say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, touch not the Lord's anointed, do his prophet no harm. This is the word of God that you, saints of the Most High God, is using to bring the wrath of God on these individuals. Moses bring out the rod. That stick in his hand was the rod. That every time Pharaoh don't do what the Lord say, pull out your staff, Moses. Because that staff that he rose up in the air, it brought what upon Moses? It brought what upon Pharaoh? It brought punishment upon Pharaoh. Meaning the rod was, oh God, the rod is like the Lord saying, okay, I will not let them go. Raise up your rod, Moses, and punish Pharaoh. Every time I raise up that rod, I'm going to punish Pharaoh. The rod that you are raising up is the word of God that is in your hand, that you are praying, when that is in your heart, you're praying it. You're telling the Lord that, Pharaoh will not release you. Certain individuals will not stop. You're crying to the Lord and saying these things is occurring, what you're going through. And the Lord said, when you tell him and you use his word, it is bringing vengeance and wrath of the Most High God upon them. You, saints of the Most High God, who are praying in tears, the Lord hears and he sees. So you who are praying and using the word of God and fighting and travailing in prayer, you are bringing the wrath of the Most High God upon them because they refuse to let you go. Just like Moses that has rose up his staff up in the air, you are raising up the word of God to the Most High God, and wrath is falling on these individuals. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't like to see these things, but these things does happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stay blessed, stay strong. If you're new to the channel, remember to share, like, and subscribe. Bye, guys. Praise the name, Lord.